What's up? I'm back with another one. This is when a predator gets caught in the act. Well, damn. Nasty bitch.
And we were in that restaurant and she forced me to drink the alcohol and tobacco. And that's when she
Hmm?
started touching me.
Oh my
La
god.
niña quería, dijo, la
Mm,
niña quería que lo
what she
hiciera.
said.
Le dije, no es
It's
cierto, es una niña, tú eres una adulta. How old is she? 11.
When a
11.
woman notices her sister is nowhere to be found after a house party, a light on in the bathroom tells her something isn't right. But when she finally makes it inside, the scene leaves her and police
Man, I swear
reeling.
people be rapey as fuck.
It's not sure.
They
The
said I
following
should
is based on
touch
official
it.
police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now. Around 4:30 a.m. on March 22, 2020, officers in Albuquerque, New Mexico were dispatched to a local home after receiving a report about child abuse. Once they arrive, they're immediately met by the victim's older sister, Claudia, whose name has been changed to protect her identity.
Bro, if you gonna have random people at the crib, you gotta protect your fucking sibling, your youngest sibling.
Hi,
Like, that's
did you call
crazy.
us? Yes, I did. Okay, how can I help you?
Especially if she
We're
11.
asleep, and I had a friend staying here. She's like 30 years old. Okay. Apparently, she woke up my sister. She's 11 years old. Okay. And she took her
And
to
the
the
11-year-old
restroom and
wanted
started
it?
trying to do something to her.
Claudia explained she
Are
was
you
having a party at her home that evening with a few friends when she discovered one of those friends in the bathroom with her little sister Mila, whose name has also been changed. One officer takes Mila into a back bedroom to ask her what happened, and what she says can only be described as a waking nightmare.
I know you're scared. The ambulance is going to come check you out. Just tell me what happened, okay? So, I was asleep. The woman, yeah, I don't know her name. Okay. She woke me up and she took me to the restroom. This one? Yes, right there. Okay. She gave me alcohol and she gave me tobacco. I don't know
So she
what
gave
she
her
did. She like
substance.
forced it? Or yes.
The woman Mila is describing as
Bro, this is
28-year-old Jamie
terrible.
Sandoval Gonzalez. She'd been
Terrible.
planning on spending the night, but Claudia kicked her out once she discovered her in the bathroom.
And that's when she started touching me.
Mila's story is gut-wrenching, but as she continues, it's clear that she has yet to describe the worst of her horrific experience.
She got naked too? Yeah. Okay. She didn't take off her pants or no anything, but she just took off her shirt and her bra.
Mila goes on to
What?
explain
Ew,
that she
y'all,
has
these
no
bitches are
idea how
nasty
long
as
she was in that
fuck.
bathroom, but
Just
eventually her
nasty.
sister
It's a
came to her
child.
rescue.
And I'm sorry, you know the difference between a grown woman and a child. Just, ugh.
So I woke up and I saw the light of this restroom on. So I started knocking and I heard the shower thing on. So I'm like, who's it? She's like, it's me. And then I heard my sister, I'm using the restroom, hold on.
Your sister said, this little one
Yeah.
said she used the restroom.
Yeah. And then I opened it with the keys and she wouldn't let me, the older one. Then I'm like, open the door, I need to go in there. What are you guys doing? I opened the door,
Ugh.
and my sister was sitting on the toilet, and I saw she was wearing red lipstick, the lady. So I saw my sister full of red lipstick all over her face.
Oh my
So I'm like, are you kissing her? Or
god.
what's going on? And my sister wouldn't tell me nothing. She was like in shock, like. I'm like, what's wrong with you? What are you doing
Ew.
here? She's like, she made me
sister?
come into the restroom. No, and
Ew.
I told her off. I'm like, why did you do this? She's a little girl. You have kids too.
She
'Cause
probably
has
felt like she
two
had to
boys.
sit there and let the.
And I'm like, what are you thinking? And I
Did you see?
kicked
This
her
is the
out.
lady?
Boys.
Who was that?
Why did you do this? She's a little girl. You have kids too. Because she has two boys. And I'm like, what are you
She
thinking?
probably doing
And
something
I
to them boys.
kicked her out.
So you didn't see anything else, you just saw them.
She probably doing something to
On
them
her
the
face, yeah.
boys. Y'all
And
need
she
to
was
check in
using
on
the
them
restroom.
kids.
So the moment she cleaned herself, the paper was full of red lipstick. So I guess she was doing.
Okay,
with
where's
her
that
mouth.
paper? Where's the toilet paper?
And put it on the toilet because
Man,
I
I feel
flushed
bad
it.
for
You
her
flushed it?
sister, bro.
I think-
It's so fucked
Claudia
up.
wasn't the only one who
Traumatizing.
witnessed the aftermath of Jamie's assault on Mila. A couple other
So
friends were
fucked
also
up.
staying the night and witnessed Claudia's discovery and chaotic aftermath.
I get it's all women and shit, so women are more comfortable doing the spend the night shit. But when you got kids, I don't know. I think the only way for it to seem cool to spend the night with kids is if there's other kids, meaning all the adults have their own child. And even then, that could still be risky. But at least all the parents is there, and all there's a bunch of adult supervision, and a bunch of witnesses and shit. Um, but being a minor where there's just a bunch of adults everywhere and shit, it's not good for the child in all forms because like women be rapey, rapey people and molesters and things like that. They come in all sizes, all genders. It's You can't stop it.
One friend was standing nearby and describes Jamie's attitude.
Y la Jamie, ella ¿qué te dijo?
Ella dijo, la niña quería. Dijo, la niña quería que lo hiciera. Le dije, no es cierto, es una niña. Tú eres una adulta.
Jamie had been driven to the party by Claudia and her brother, so she left on foot. But where she is now is anyone's guess. After she was gone, Claudia's attention immediately turned to her sister.
Oh, my sister, she better get out of the house and then shower. Look good. You showered? Yes. Okay. So just to get rid of the smell, or yes, yeah. Okay.
My first reaction, she couldn't talk. She was crying and my first reaction was, take off your clothes, let me get you in the shower. Because when I saw she was using the restroom, she had a piece of toilet paper in her hands full of red lipstick. Like Jamie was starting to kiss her down her body.
Officers want to learn how Jamie even ended up at the party, and it turns out
Rapey
she and
ass
Claudia
bitch.
aren't close. They'd known each other when they were younger and only reconnected recently.
How long have you known Jamie?
How long have you known her? I know her since like 10
Man, you
years
gotta
ago,
protect the
but
babies
not
at all
I know-
costs, man.
No, I
They
know
come in
her
all
with her
forms,
sister and
all
her
rapey
mom.
people.
How did since you're not that close to her, never, how did she come over here?
I opened Facebook like a week ago, and we add each other, and we started, hey, what's up? And we started talking like 14 days ago.
Wait.
I opened Facebook like a week ago, and we add each other.
You known her for a week and then you put her in your fucking house? That's the most dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard. You met her a week ago and you let her spend the night in your house?
And we started, hey, what's up? And we started talking like 14 days ago. And then I invited her to the house, and I'm like, hey, sure. But then she came, and I'm like, she was gonna spend the night here.
Mila
No.
was also just spending the night, and her mom left just shortly before she was brought into the bathroom.
No.
Her mom is called back to the house, and
There's no way I will let nobody in my house go up.
EMS
Spend the night.
arrives to examine
I
her.
just
So,
met
hey,
you.
hi. This
I don't know
person
you.
gave her alcohol and made her smoke tobacco. Talking to her, she does kind of seem
Ridiculous.
like honest. Yeah. How are you feeling? I'm okay. I'm a bit nervous. That's all.
I was very scared to
It's a child
let
being
anybody know
violated.
anything because I never have.
She was
but
just violated.
always-
Meanwhile, a bolo is put out for Jamie. Soon, Mila and Claudia's mother arrives and gives consent to take Mila for a sexual assault exam. But before they can leave, officers get word that a woman matching Jamie's description has just been detained at an intersection nearly 2 miles away.
Jamie? Hey, I'm Officer Reynoso with the Albuquerque Police Department.
They need
Hey,
the
what's your
death
social real quick?
penalty.
I don't know. Where were you born?
I'm not gonna lie, all rapey people need the death penalty. All of them. All of them. They all need the death penalty ASAP. Because rape is one of the most terrible things you could do to a person, man included, a little boy included. It could make a little boy, you sexually assault him, make him overly sexually, overly, fucking, I'm trying to think of the fucking word. Overly sexual or stuff, something like that. Overly sexual. Same for a woman, or promiscuous or some shit like that. It can make them. It just harms the person. It does no good at all. And you're wrong as fuck for that. You can't be stealing dick, or you can't be stealing pussy. You can't be stealing ass. You can't be stealing mouth. You can't be stealing from people. It's nasty. She needs the death penalty. Any rapey person needs the death penalty ASAP.
You have a driver's license?
No.
No? Okay. So why did you just tell him a different name than what you told us?
Well, that one's my first name, and I'm only just Arely.
Arely. What's your full name?
Jamie Arely.
So I'm gonna let you know right now, when somebody in a uniform like this asks you what your name is, we want your true first name and your true last name.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't deal with middle names. We want first and last name. Okay. The one that's gonna be on the ID.
That one, what one is from the
Then I want both of them.
Okay.
How'd you get over here?
So I'm in the party with my friends,
Uh-huh.
and I'm there.
Girl, you
We
trying
have
to.
a little problem there.
What's the little problem?
The
Damn,
one
little
of the
thing.
little
Uh-huh.
She say I'm trying to touch her.
Yeah, why would the
You
little
did touch her.
child say that?
Because, well, all the night she's talking to me,
Uh-huh.
and I know she's so drunk. But she don't want me to talk to anyone.
How old was she?
11 years. And I'm just trying with her brother.
Jamie admits to having sex with Claudia and Mila's older brother earlier in the evening.
What?
This was prior to assaulting Mila. However, that assault isn't the only reason she's being detained.
Ew, that's
you
what
had
it
four-
is. That's what, now it makes more sense to me now. It makes way more sense to me now. That's why you wanted her to spend the night in your house after a fucking week. And now that's why your sister got sexually fucking assaulted because you don't fucking know this. You don't
misdemeanor
know these
warrants?
people.
You did?
Jamie is wanted for 4 separate traffic-related warrants, all from a few years prior. She's arrested for those warrants as well as criminal in the first degree and transported to the prisoner
God.
transport center before being
So all
booked
she
into
knew was
jail.
sex.
However, this story is far from over. At her sexual assault exam, Mila repeats what she remembers, but with the added detail that Jamie had grabbed her by the neck. In a later interview, the nurse who examined her discusses her findings with Jamie's lawyer.
I found sun marks in her neck, on the frontal area, on the right side of her neck.
She need
Did you
a fucking
photograph
death
those
penalty, bro.
marks?
Yes.
You did?
You
Okay.
cannot be raping
The nurse also
people,
took
raping
numerous
children
swabs and a
and
blood
shit.
sample, which
And she
show
knows
Mila's
she
blood
11.
alcohol content was 0.06%. Jamie ultimately faces 4 charges for her assault on Mila, 2 for criminal in the first
Yeah.
degree, as well as false imprisonment and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. However, the prosecution later drops all but the criminal charges. Jamie pleads not guilty, and the case is set to go to trial. However, by the time pre-trial interviews are being conducted, Mila is 15, and she remembers things differently now.
I was under alcohol
Okay. How much alcohol did you drink?
a lot for my age.
Were you drinking beer or was it something else?
It was tequila.
Okay.
Yeah, because I finished the rest of a bottle that they had left there in the fridge.
Okay.
And well, there was people getting it, so there was just a bunch of alcohol everywhere. So I was just drinking whatever I could, basically.
She explains that she'd been hiding in that hallway, away from the crowd of people, when Jamie finished having sex with her brother.
That's when she walked out of the room, and I was in the hallway
All the
because I wasn't
siblings
trying
is
to get seen
straight.
by my sister or anybody that was gonna get me in trouble. So then she was like, "Oh my goodness!" And that's when she took me to the restroom, and she was telling me how great her was. And I mean, I thought she was just gonna tell me how great it was and get over it, but no, she just started kissing me.
On the stand, however,
Ew.
Jamie denies everything. Her story is markedly different from Mila's, which she tells in court with the help of an interpreter.
So how long had you been in the bathroom before?
That's
walked
even
in?
worse.
So
you got dick
I
lips and
think
you
maybe
trying to
about a
kiss me,
minute after I
bitch,
got
and that's
in,
your brother?
because I
Disgusting.
hadn't locked the door since I wasn't using the bathroom. I was just trying to fix myself up.
While she
And
was
now
fixing
she
herself
sound
up,
diff-
she claimed she took a piece of toilet paper to blot her red lipstick, which ended up being the piece of toilet paper Claudia saw and assumed Mila had used to wipe herself. That's when Mila came into the bathroom.
So did knock to come in or how'd you get into the bathroom?
She just opened the door a little bit and she said, I heard what you did with my brother. And then she came in.
What did you tell her?
It was just embarrassing. So we both laughed.
Oh,
and I
her
said, how
interpreter.
embarrassing
I'm
that you
about to
heard that.
say.
What happened after?
I'm glad I read that because I'm like, she sound different as fuck. For a minute, she had an accent and shit. Now she sound very American, but yeah, she got
Yeah.
someone defending her.
Well, she stayed in the bathroom. She was leaning on the door and I kept fixing my hair. And she told me that she liked women and that she liked me.
How'd you
Girl, you
respond
got
to that?
dick lips.
I told her that
Shut
she was
up.
crazy because I had just been with her brother and that she was just a girl.
What happened afterwards?
When she lunged at me to kiss me, I tried to move her away from me to calm her down, and she said that she
I
wanted
don't
me to give
believe
her.
that.
And since she was so drunk, she fell to the floor, and that's when, and it was a loud thud, and that's when, and the others came in, or when tried to come in.
Jamie insists that neither of their clothing was ever off, and she never touched Mila. The discrepancies are vast, and Jamie's defense attorney focuses on them in his closing argument.
What happened in this case is the story changed. When you say something different, it's not that you are forgetting, it's that you are now fabricating. Now you're lying. I do believe that is a victim, but I don't think she's a victim of anything that my client did. I think she's a victim of the way she's being raised and the things that she's allowed to be a part of. She, we know, cannot give consent. We know that. But that's not the issue here. There was no act. She's just not telling the truth.
The prosecution, on the other hand, asserts that memory degrades and changes over time, and in this battle of she said, the one thing that can't be disputed is the evidence. The results of the swabs taken during Mila's exam tell the truth. Jamie's DNA was found on Mila's area, despite her having showered that
Nasty
night.
bitch.
And while no testing was done to determine whether that DNA got there from touch or saliva, the prosecution is clear. Her DNA shouldn't be there at all.
Very
Exactly.
disturbed, but defense got up here and said that is a victim of how she was raised. No, she's a victim of what she did to her. She was a victim of being put in that bathroom, being assaulted by the defendant.
Exactly.
But let's go put the blame on the rest of the family. Okay, so we're going to say nothing happened because of little tiny...
I will say this: the family is to blame as well. This was irresponsible as hell. If you wanted to get some pussy, nigga, get some fucking money, get a fucking hotel, then crack her in the fucking hotel and let the bitch slide. Why would you bring some random whore to your house where you have children and shit and bang her and where now she's being sexually assaulted and shit? And you got multiple people in the house.
Inconsistencies that have no bearing in this case?
They
No.
all need to be.
What the issue is what she did to her. Is not
That
a victim
too.
of her
She
family
needed the death
situation.
penalty.
That is disgusting to even bring that up. She is a victim of sexual assault by the hands of this defendant. She can sit there and smile all she wants. She knows she did this. She has
She did
no
do it.
way to explain how that DNA got there.
The jury is sent to deliberate but return deadlocked the next day. The judge declares a mistrial with the caveat that the prosecution has the right to try Jamie again, which they do. In 2025, Jamie is found guilty on
They're
both counts of
pushing it.
criminal
Thank you.
of a child
She
under
did that
13.
shit.
She's sentenced to 18 years on both counts to be
Bye,
served
bitch.
concurrently. The sentence is mitigated to 15 years due to her age and lack of criminal
Mhm.
record. According
Lack of criminal record. They just said she had a bunch of warrants and shit. You see what? Ugh.
to court documents, she will be appealing her sentence.
Girl, shut up. Well,
My
that's
grand-
it for this video, man. I'm up out of here. Peace.